Hello friends and good morning. It's actually a Friday morning that I'm making this video. With this being a holiday weekend, I've decided to take off Friday to make it a 4-day weekend. And I've driven out to a place called Nakamixon State Park. And this is I'm really fortunate the area that I live in to have 3, maybe 4 state parks within an hour's drive of where I live, and this is definitely one of my my favorite parks. It's a fairly large park, has lots of hiking trails, and the main feature about this park, and I'm gonna pick you up and try to pan you around here, is this really beautiful man-made lake. And this was made by damming, I believe it was the Tohickon. I could be wrong about that. But it is a lake that's created from the introduction of a dam. And it's really mostly just used for recreational purposes now. And just really a very beautiful area. And I'll try to get some additional footage later on to tack on at the end of this as well. The reason sorry, you're not making you dizzy there. The reason I like this lake is that it is a great summer fishing spot, and I'm not a bass fisherman, so I don't really do a lot of lake fishing, but the bluegill in this lake are just eager and an awful lot of fun. And being a trout fisherman, you hit these sort of doldrum days in summer where it's just too hot to fish for trout, and this is just a great place to come on a weekend morning and spend an hour catching silly little bluegill that'll eat just about anything. So just a lot of fun. I've had many fun hours in the summer here, right at this spot. Actually, this is probably my favorite spot to come, which brings me to the reason I'm making this video. This is actually a video response to Nom De Tube. Nom De Tube. Sorry, no, sorry, Andy. Andy asked us to make a video about our favorites, and he said, go to your favorite place, show us your favorite pipe, and so on. And this is definitely one of my favorite places. I mean, it's hard to say that I have a favorite place, but this is certainly on the list. And in terms of outdoor, being in nature, this would certainly be in my top 5. It's not a stream, and I like I said, being a trout fisherman, I do tend to like streams more, but it's just a nice, relaxing place, and there's a lot to do here. You could walk for hours in this park and not run out of new things to see. It's also a place I used to bring, not my current dogs, they haven't been here yet, but the 2 dogs that I had previously, we used to come here occasionally, and we had some fun. The dogs enjoyed it. So, favorites. You've seen my favorite place, you've seen a bit of it, and I'll try to show you a bit more at the end, or a favorite place. And that's going to be a theme throughout here, because Andy, you asked for favorites, and there's very few of the categories you listed where I can actually say I have a favorite, a single one favorite. So I tried to do my best to find a way to talk through all this. So, first off, I am drinking my favorite drink, or one of my favorite drinks. Where are we at here? It's coffee. My preference is actually 8 o'clock coffee, coarse ground and then percolated. I know a lot of you coffee snobs are cringing at that, but that's what I grew up with, and it's what I like. Dunkin' Donut comes in a close second, and you can see from the marking on the side that I am taking it with cream and sugar. It's funny, when I was younger, I used to drink coffee black all the time. As I've gotten older, I found that it's much more difficult for my system to tolerate the black coffee. Just a little bit of cream seems to cut the acidity, and I can drink it more comfortably. And for some reason, Dunkin' Donut coffee just doesn't taste right unless it has both cream and sugar. It's the only coffee that I drink sweetened, but that's the way I like it. At home, when I'm drinking 8 o'clock, it just usually has a little bit of cream in it. So that's my favorite drink for this time of day in this place. Most of the time I drink water. I really don't, I'm not a soda guy at all. Occasionally I have some ginger ale. And in terms of, you know, adult beverages, I do have a love of Irish whiskey, and will, you know, enjoy that when I can. And but you know, this early in the morning in a state park, probably not such a good idea. So coffee will do just fine. I also brought my favorite pipe roll. This is a Soaring Gal & Sons leather pipe roll, and if you haven't seen these, I'll try to remember to put a link down below to the Soaring Owl. I think he runs an Etsy page. But these are just really wonderful little pipe rolls. You know, they're a hand-tooled leather, nice sturdy leather tie to hold it all together. And when they open up, they've got a compartment for your pipe, place to put your tobacco, place to put a tamper. They roll up nice and compact. Very safe and secure way to transport a pipe. And I've put 2 pipes in here with no problem. They're large enough to accommodate 2 you know, reasonably sized pipes. So, my favorite pipe roll. Now, favorite pipe. This is where things start to get very difficult. I'm not sure I have one. You know, it would really depend on what you're asking me to do. You know, is it, or when you're asking me. Yeah. Sorry, critter. So is it morning? Is it evening? Is it the middle of the day? Is it, am I walking, driving, sitting at home, sitting outside, fishing? You know, all these are going to be factors in terms of which pipe I choose. And then what am I going to be smoking? Because I have, you know, yeah, I don't have a favorite pipe, but I have a favorite flake pipe, and I have a favorite burley pipe, and I have a favorite morning pipe, and I have a favorite weekend pipe, and, you know, I could go on and on. But I don't have one favorite. So what I decided to do, and this is probably going to be a disappointment to several folks, but I decided that, you know, the good old corn cob, while I'd never say it's my favorite out of all the pipes I own, I know no matter what my plans are, no matter what I'm going to be smoking, no matter what time of day it is or what the weather's like, I know I'm going to be able to enjoy smoking this. So in terms of reliability, in terms of flexibility, yeah, it's a favorite. It's a dependable, reliable pipe. So the corn cob, it's a favorite. Tobacco, favorite tobacco. Well, which pipe am I smoking? I mean, that's the problem with these questions. You know, that everything's interrelated, and there is no one answer to these things. What time of day is it? What time of year is it? That's an important one for me. I don't smoke a lot of Kia blends in the summer, very infrequently in the spring. I smoke a lot of them in the winter. I tend to smoke more Perique in the fall, late summer and fall probably, ramping up to the fall. I smoke a lot of straight Burleys and straight Virginias in the spring, and then sort of start to gravitate more towards the Burley Periques and the Virginia Periques as the summer goes on. So, you know, all these things are going to be, oh, here's a large group of children. Let's see how that goes. All these things are going to factor into what is the favorite tobacco choice. But, again, going back to reliability, Carter Hall for me is a tobacco that I know I'm going to enjoy no matter what. It doesn't matter what season it is, doesn't matter what time of day it is, doesn't matter what pipe I'm smoking. It always performs. So, are there tobaccos I enjoy more than Carter Hall? Yeah, but are there tobaccos that I enjoy as consistently as Carter Hall? And the answer to that is no. No, there are not. I wonder if we're going to get little visitors here soon. All right. So, packed from Carter Hall. It's easy from this point. I actually do have a favorite lighter, which I should have gotten out already. And you've seen me use this guy many times. It's an old brass Zippo with the pipe insert. And I bought this many, many years ago. You've heard me talk about the pipe shop in Pittsburgh. That I used to frequent when I first started pipe smoking back in the, I guess it was the 80s. And that's where I bought, not this Zippo actually, but a very similar Zippo. and it's been with me a long time. I've got war stories about this. Once dropped half of it into the River Cam in England. Lost it in the back of a cab in Los Angeles. Not as exciting as it sounds. It just slipped out of my pocket. So it's been my friend for a long time now, and you know, I know folks don't like the fuel. Don't like the need to refuel it. Well, if you refuel it once a day, it's fine. I don't taste the fuel at all. I probably used to, but the new stuff, the Black Label Zippo fluid, is really good. I don't taste anything with it. So for me, this is just a great, reliable lighter. I have others that keep scattered around, and I usually keep a couple of Bics. If I'm traveling, I'll keep one in my pipe bag. I keep one in the car, just because they can sit around for years and then light. You know, they're pretty reliable in that sense. Just not as nice to use. And a favorite tamper. This simple thing. It's cheap. Does everything I need it to do. I can scatter them around everywhere that I go, and I pretty much have. So, you know, I keep one of these in this roll-up, but I've got them, you know, in my favorite smoking spots around the house, in the backyard, in the car. And if that doesn't present itself easily, I'll use anything for a tamper, up to and including my finger. So I think that pretty much covers all the favorites. So it's an interesting question, Andy, and a harder one to answer than I originally thought, because for many of these things, it's more about the situation than saying there is one favorite. And in reality, I couldn't give you a favorite pipe and a favorite tobacco. I had to give you a all-purpose pipe and an all-purpose tobacco, or reliable in both cases. And that's the best I can do on those. And really the same with the drink. It's interesting. I didn't think it would be this hard when I started out. I also didn't think the video would be this long when I started out. So I will sign off here. If you haven't seen Andy's channel, Nom De Tube, or if you aren't subscribed, please go ahead and watch a few of his videos and subscribe. He's a really great guy, very interesting to listen to, does some nice videos, does some really nice restoration work as well, and he's got some fantastic restoration videos that you should be watching if you're watching mine. So I'm going to go and beat the bugs off of me, and I will look forward to talking to you again real soon. So take care, everyone, and goodbye.